welcome to On the Prowl. I'm your host, Freddie Rosario III. With me today is coach of the Destrehan Wildcats, Coach Stephen Robicheaux. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coming up, Coach Robicheaux will break down last week's game with the West Jeff Buccaneers, and we'll look back at Destrehan's Jamboree game against Letcher. We'll also get Coach's breakdown of the new District 7-5A, and we'll take a look at Destrehan's next opponent, the Helen Cox Cougars. So, Coach, what are we trying to get out of the Jamboree this year?
Well, you know, obviously Jamboree is just a tune-up for the regular season. We were really excited about a tough opponent in Letcher High School. We thought it was a good indication of where we're going to be, and I thought our kids played well. Offensively, we scored 35 points in the Jamboree, so I thought we did a great job there. And Donovan threw the ball well. Offensive line played well. We caught the ball well. So I was very happy coming out of the Jamboree. It gives us that kind of momentum going into the first game, and I thought that kind of helped us. I
was about to ask, how does Donovan Isom's quarterback ability and wide receiver play really propel y'all this season?
Well, you know, Donovan's he committed to Utah. He's a big-time quarterback. We're looking for him to have a big year. Obviously, he's been lights out. You know, he was 12 of 13 for 270 yards and 5 touchdowns in game one. What's good about Donovan this year, and it's not really Donovan, it's the rest of the team, is Donovan doesn't have to be the man this year. We have a very good receiving core that I think is going to be tremendous, and Alfred Smith, John Williams, Tremaine Armstrong, and a guy that we got over from Newman, Kurt Merritt, who's just really done a great job so far catching the football. So offensive line's been playing well. I don't know if I can remember a team at Destrehan that played so well this early offensively. So I thought we were doing well. Defensively, we got some good players also that'll get it done. So as of right now, you know, Donovan's playing well. There's no doubt he's doing a great job, but I think he has weapons around him, and that's will be the difference between this year and last year.
All right, your first week opponent was West Jeff. What was the game plan going into that game?
Well, they have good athletes. You know, our thing is just kind of go in there, do what we do, and for us to be able to match up with those guys was a concern. But, you know, I thought as the game went on, and the way Donovan threw the ball, we kind of gave them some trouble. And game plan-wise, it kind of played out the way we thought. We knew that they were going to make big plays, and we needed to try to stop big plays. And they did. They made plays. They have some good athletes over there. So they kind of kept them in the game early, but I think offensively we just moved the ball so well, it kind of ended up getting us in a positive category.
How do you feel your team did overall in that first half?
I thought we did well. Like I said, you know, when Donovan was throwing the ball, Will Matthews ran for 107 yards in the first game, won 8 carries. I mean, so if that's going on, that means your offensive line's protected also. So, you know, more than happy of where we were playing defensively. You know, we kind of bend a little bit here and there, but you know, to hold that team down the way we did, I thought it was a good showing for us week one.
All right, let's take a look at the first half highlights.
Okay, great. Here's Will Matthews taking the ball. You see driving through a line. Line did a great job blocking. Guys blocking downfield. You know, Will with a great run right here.
He really allows you to mix up the offense, doesn't he?
There's no doubt. And here's Donovan with that touch. My goodness, he's just playing lights out for us right now. He hits Kurt Merritt. Kurt Merritt has caught at least 5 touchdowns already this year, and he's been doing a great job for us.
He has the prettiest pass I've seen all season.
He does a great job. Here's Donovan, you know, when not only can he catch it, but when you got 240 pounds coming at you as a secondary, it kind of a situation where it kind of, you know, gets guys kind of scared. Here's Will. Will's one of the hardest workers on our football team, and you can tell he's just a guy that works hard. He's bowled up. We're looking for him to have a good season also.
With so many weapons, how do you mix up the offense so
Here you
well?
go. Here you go. Here's Alfred Smith, you know, another college player that gets, you know, a few balls here and there. But I tell you what, this team has been all about team, and it hadn't been an issue at all. So we're just excited about that. Here's a sophomore, Tremaine Armstrong, who's also a great player for us. So it's been a good concept. The kids have been excited. John Williams, another one of our starters, and you know, Donovan just spreads the ball around, and nobody's looking to get the ball as much. You know, people are just playing football and just happy that we're winning. Here's a pretty good move by the big fella to get into to the end zone. So I mean,
must be fun to go out there on offense, huh?
Yeah. I tell you, it's fun to watch, and I don't know how long we're going to keep it up. Here's another pass to Tremaine. He kind of broke off his route and took it the other way. So it's kind of impressive. Here's Alfred. He's so good on special teams. You're gonna see him in college. The only good thing about that is he got one more year with us. So we'll get to see that for another year.
I haven't seen much of a weakness for y'all throughout
on
any aspect of the field.
There's a few things that we need to work on, but obviously, we've been playing well.
All right. With such a big lead in that going in the second half, do your players get complacent, or do you have them play hard throughout the final whistle?
Well, the thing that you want to talk about is in last year we had a situation where teams came back on us, and we wanted to make sure that we came out, played well in the second half, played the starters for at least the first few minutes, just to make sure they know how to come back from halftime and play and do what they need to do to be successful. So we wanted to come out halftime looking at the score. It was kind of a lopsided, so we want to make sure our starters got 1 or 2 series, and then we'll get them out and play the younger kids.
Especially on defense, how do you feel your defensive players react when you have such a big lead? Do they laxatives, or are they do I have to make this tackle because we're up so big?
I think it's a pride thing, so I think they're going to still work hard. West Jeff did hit us with a few plays here and there because they're good players. But as far as not giving up or that, I thought we played hard throughout the game, and even our young kids when they got in played well. So as a coach, you get a different mindset because you kind of don't want to. You kind of don't want to run the score per se or that kind of thing. But as long as the kids keep playing hard, doing what they need to do, then you can control the game for the sideline and keep it the way you want it to be. So.
All right, let's see if y'all kept the lead in that second half.
Okay, great. He's down to come out in the first series. There he goes. Kurt Merritt again. Kurt's a big guy, and he's very fast. Pretty good combination. He weighs about 190 pounds, and he can bench press the house. He's just very physical kid, and just an unbelievable beginning of the season for us.
If you get down, or do you feel your offense will have enough firepower to get back in the game?
Well, you hope so. That's the one thing that we hadn't seen yet this year. How do we play with a little adversity? And we hadn't seen that, so we need to be able to do that. So. Rashad Joseph, number 6 here, is, he's our backup quarterback who probably could start for a number of teams. He does a great job for us, and to have him as a backup is truly a blessing because he's a guy that knows the offense. He throws the ball well, and he can run the ball also. So just to have him be able to do that.
And he still works hard coming off the bench.
There's no doubt.
Backup quarterbacks wouldn't play as hard, but he goes all out every single time.
There's no doubt. Kyle LaGrange, our kicker, came in late, kicked a 32-yard field goal. So kind of hitting on all cylinders right now. Got some young guys in there now.
Let's talk about the defense. Coach, how do you feel your defense is going to play this year?
Well, we're excited. You got Rajon Marbley, who was a senior linebacker, who was a Tulane commitment. Also, you have Malcolm Darensburg, who's going to play college ball in the middle. So. Got a secondary that all started last year, and they're going to be a year older, so I think they're going to be pretty good. In the middle, we got a couple of guys a couple of D linemen. We got Matt Gunner, the senior back, who's real active. Ed Leonard, 260-pound guy in the middle who does nose guard, and then of course we call him Big Baby. He's 6'5", 290-pound fresh sophomore. So, these kids, hopefully they can continue to get better and better, and then we'll be a pretty good defense before the year's out.
What player do you think performed the best, in your opinion?
Well, obviously Donovan. The way he controlled the game, the way he controlled the offense, played well. But for him to have a good game, our offensive line needs to be playing well. And as you can see, he barely even got touched the whole game. So as long as the offensive line's giving him time to throw the ball, our receivers are getting open, and hopefully we can continue to do that and continue to move the football.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, bye.
Coming up, we'll get Coach Robichaux's thoughts on the new District 7-5A opponents. Also, we'll look ahead to Friday's game against Helen Cox. We'll be right back.
No more time to waste. No more time to waste. Time is now. We got no more time to wait. No, cause we gotta get it down for that old tick-tock come around. Let's do it. And we ain't living on a clock delay, so the time might slip away. It's no waiting. You can't ignore the pace. It's no shaking. The hands on the tick-tock. We gotta make it. No more time to waste. No more time to waste. Time is now. We got no more time to wait. Oh yeah.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Freddie Rosario III. Coming up, we'll discuss the Destrehan Wildcats' next opponent, the Helen Cox Cougars. But first, we'll talk about the new District 7-5A. So, Coach, how do you feel about playing new opponents such as H.L. Bourgeois, Terrebonne, Central and South Lafourche, East St. John, and Thibodaux?
Well, it's actually a district that we used to be in, and it's this district that I kind of coached in probably a few years back, about 10 years ago, and it was our home district. And then when all of a sudden they started messing with the districts, they kind of put a place for us, East St. John and Hornbill. It's kind of like where we went. You know, we went to Jefferson Parish, then the next time we went to Baton Rouge, East Ascension Parish. So it was a situation where we couldn't really find a home with tradition, but traditionally that's the district we've been in. So it's really good to be back in that district, excited to be back in that district. We got a lot of great friends down there. More than just being in the district, it gives us a big district where scheduling is not an issue. So we're excited. There's a lot of good football down there. South Lafourche is probably the toughest place to play. Thibodaux with their tradition down there. So we're excited to go down there, and of course, you know, the big ones, the East St. John, and of course, a little bit of rivalry with Hornbill. So it ought to be interesting. It ought to be a good fight. So we'll see what happens.
All right, this week you're playing the Helen Cox Cougars. How do you think your team's going to do?
Well, you know, probably going to be the biggest team we face all year. They have some offensive linemen that probably averaging about 6'3", right about 300 pounds. They have a quarterback that's real active. The thing that we need to do this week to be successful is to contain the quarterback. He made a lot of big plays, scouting him, watching what he does. Makes a lot of big plays after the play is supposed to be over with. So things that we need to do is kind of concentrate on him, keep him contained, and make sure that we're watching our receivers to the last minute because he makes a lot of extended plays. Offensively, we just got to keep doing what we've been doing. We got to continue blocking. We got to continue catching the football, and you know we got to continue throwing the ball like we've been doing. If we can control the ball, you know we're a spread offense to be able to run the football, and as long as Will Matthews and Karan Taylor are getting those yardage on the ground, that opens up the passing game. So if we can continue doing that, hopefully we can be successful.
Who's a key player for y'all that you haven't mentioned yet today?
Well, you know, I think that the key players are, you know, obviously is Justin Savion, our center, you know, our two guards, Gerald Wilbon, guys that mix it up in there, Kyle Weems, you know, those guys really do a great job making sure that we're okay. Another big key guy for us, we moved him from center. We got to make sure that you know, he continues playing well. And then, you know, we got to make sure that Grant Price does a great job. If they keep playing hard, I think we'll be successful, and I think we'll continue to do things like we need to have them done.
Thanks for joining us today, Coach.
Thank you very much.
And that'll do it for this edition of On the Prowl. Next week, we'll break down Destrehan's game against the Helen Cox Cougars. I'm your host, Freddie Rosario III. Thank you for watching.